I sound like a car salesman, but here's the reality. If you have a job, decent credit, and you're still paying rent in 2026, you're getting robbed. And I'm going to spend the next few minutes proving that to you. I'm going to show you exactly how to buy a house with $0 out of your pocket. Not 3.5% down, not low down, 0. And then stick around. I'm going to show you how to do it with 0 closing costs too. That's the bonus at the end. So make sure that you don't skip it. All right, here's the deal. Most people think you need 20% down to buy a home. That's just absolutely wrong. Then somebody told me, oh, well, actually an FHA loan is just 3.5% down. That's still wrong. The number can be 0. And the strategy has a name. It's called the FHA plus DPA stack. By the end of this video, you'll know what this stack actually is, the 5 things you need to qualify, and how to get the seller to pay your closing costs so you walk in literally with nothing out of your pocket. All right, if that sounds good, smash the like button because YouTube hides the stuff from people who tend to need it the most. So pay attention. There are 2 pieces. 2. Piece 1, the FHA loan. This is a government-backed mortgage. Minimum down payment, 3.5%. On a $300,000 house, that's $10,500. Don't get stuck on the loan amount, okay, or the purchase price. Most people stop right there. Cool. I just need 10 grand. No, we're not stopping there because here's what nobody tells you. Piece 2. So 1, FHA, 3.5% down. Piece 2, down payment assistance. Every state, every major city, everyone has a program that will literally give you the down payment. Some are grants, free money. Some are second mortgages at 0% interest. Some are forgivable after you live there for a few years. Forgivable, meaning you never have to pay it back. So watch what happens when you stack them. $300,000 home, FHA needs $10,500 down. The DPA covers the $10,500. Your cost? 0. 0 down payment. That's the stack. The FHA gets you in the door at 3.5% down. The DPA, down payment assistance, pays the 3.5% for you. You bring nothing. You walk out with the keys. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sounds a little too good to be true. It's really not. Hundreds of thousands of people did this last year. The reason you've never heard of this is because nobody tends to make money teaching it to you. So how do we actually do this? 5 things. Write these down. Number 1, a credit score of 580 or higher. 580, that's it. You could probably not ever pay a bill and still have a credit score higher than 580. That's the FHA's minimum 3.5% down option. Below 580 to 500, you can still get an FHA loan, but you'll need 10% down, which kills the stack. So make sure you get to 580. Quick wins to bump your score might be pay your bill on time for 90 days. Get your credit utilization under 30% and do not open any credit cards while you're home shopping. You'll thank me later. Pro tip. Most DPA programs want 620 or higher. So 580 gets you the FHA loan, but 620 plus unlocks the full stack. Number 2, 2 years of steady income. Lenders want to see 2 years of an income history. Doesn't have to be the same job. Doesn't even have to be W-2, which does make a lot of sense. Self-employed, cool. Bring 2 years of tax returns. Gig worker, same. The gaps kill you. 9 months of unemployed last year, that will be a problem. Job hopping every 3 months, problem. Stability in my world is the name of the game, okay? Number 3, a debt to income ratio of 43%. Ideally, under 36%. This is the one that nobody talks about, and it tends to crush more deals than credit score does. Add up every monthly debt payment you have. Car, student loans, credit card minimums, the new mortgage you want. Divide that by your gross monthly income, and that number needs to be under 43%. Here is an example, the best way I can articulate it. You make $6,000 a month, $400 car payment, $300 in student loans, $150 in credit card minimums, $2,000 mortgage. That's $2,850 in debt. $6,000, $2,850, your DTI is 47.5%. Could be too high. Maybe not. The person looks fine on paper. They make $6,000 a month, but that car payment and those student loans just might have killed or lowered the amount they can be approved for. Pay down that debt before you apply. Every $100 a month you eliminate adds about $20,000 of buying power. Number 4, the property has to pass FHA standards. FHA isn't gonna loan on a house with a caved-in roof. The property has to be safe, sound, and secure. No peeling lead paint on pre-1978 homes. So that's a kicker. Working systems, no major safety hazards. Most normal houses tend to pass. Older fixer-uppers, that's where you can get into problems. Number 5, it has to be your primary residence. You have to actually live in it for at least 1 year. This is not for flippers, not for Airbnbers, not for my cousin's gonna stay there. You live there. Good news. You can buy a duplex, triplex, or fourplex with FHA, live in one unit, and rent out the others. That's called house hacking. Probably a whole different video. Hit those 5 and you're qualified, period. Now, let's stack the closing cost piece on top. Here's the bonus, because this is where it goes from low money down to literally zero out of pocket. Okay, stay with me. Closing costs typically run 2 to 5% of the purchase price. On a $300,000 house, that's $6,000 to $15,000. That is a silent killer. People save up for the down payment and forget about closing costs and that they even exist. Then they're 30 days from closing and they don't have the money. Or they're out shopping around and the lender provides a scenario and it's like, whoa, where'd this extra $15,000 come from? Here is a bit of a hack on how to make those disappear. Really 3 weapons. Weapon number 1, seller concessions. On an FHA loan, the seller is allowed to contribute up to 6% of the purchase price towards your closing costs. 6%. On a $300,000 house, that's $18,000 that the seller can pay for you. Your closing costs are probably $9,000. The seller covers the entire thing. So how do you get them to agree? 2 ways. 1, in a buyer's market, they want the deal done. They'll throw it in. Or 2, offer slightly above asking. Be careful on appraisal components, but the house is listed at $295. Offer $300,000 with $9,000 in concessions. They net the same. You bring 0 to the table. It's not really a hack. It's pretty common, and it's not really a gray area. That's literally how the game tends to be played. Most people want to get the deal done. You want to get the deal done. So make sure that you're exploring this option. Weapon number 2, lender credits. Your lender can give you a credit towards closing costs in exchange for a slightly higher interest rate. Maybe 1/8% higher, maybe a quarter. On a $300,000 loan, that might cost you $20 to $30 more a month. But it can knock $5,000 to $10,000 off what you need to bring to closing. So if you don't have the cash, you can actually ask for a slightly higher rate and get a rebate back from the lenders. If you don't have the cash, trade rate for cash. You can always refinance the rate down later, but you can't buy the house if you don't close. And finally, weapon number 3, DPA that covers closing costs too. Here's the kicker though. A lot of DPA programs don't just cover the down payment. They tend to cover the closing costs too. Same forgivable second mortgage, same grant, just a bigger number. So your real stack looks like this. On a $300,000 home, $10,500 is your down payment, covered by the Down Payment Assistance program. $9,000 in closing costs, covered by seller concessions, plus potentially a lender credit and the DPA. Total out of pocket, 0 to the dollar. That's the play. Now look, I'm not gonna lie with you. There are trade-offs. FHA loans have mortgage insurance. You'll pay an upfront fee rolled into the loan, plus an annual premium. That is the cost of the FHA government loan. On a $300,000 loan, that's about $200 extra a month. And it sticks around for the life of the loan unless you refinance into a conventional loan later. DPA programs sometimes have income limits. first-time buyer requirements, or you have to live in the house for 5 to 10 years for the second mortgage to be forgiven. Make sure you read the fine print. There are forgivable and unforgivable second mortgages. Your lenders will know this. And every state's DPA programs are completely different. Oregon has them, Washington has them, Idaho has them, California has them, Montana has them. Google your state name plus down payment assistance programs, and you will find a list. This isn't free money with no strings. Keep that in mind. But the strings are live in your house. Okay. Pay your mortgage. Duh. If you were going to do that anyways, you just bought a house with nothing down. Here's what you do right this minute. 3 steps. 1, pull your credit for free at annualcreditreport.com, or call a lender and they can do a soft pull. Know your number. 2, search your state plus DPA and write down every program you qualify for. Or, again, talk to your lender. 3, and here's the kicker, call a loan officer who actually knows DPA. Not every lender does. Ask them straight up, do you do FHA with DPA stacking? If they hesitate, thank them for their time and call the next one. Do those 3 things this week, and you're closer to owning home than 90% of renters in this country. If this video saved you another year of throwing rent money down the drain, like the video, subscribe, drop a comment with your state, and I'll just point you in the right direction and get you in touch with a loan officer that knows what they're up to.